Hey, Lindbergh Elementary School. This is David Flood. And when I clicked start on this video, I realized that none of you guys and girls, none of you boys and girls know who I am because I've never spoken at your school. And that's what I do. Mrs. Vutas, I hope I'm saying her name correctly, reached out to me, guys and girls, to ask if I would send you an encouraging video because of this craziness, this time that we're going through now that we're all out of school, work, and home. We're all kind of stuck, with our families. Hopefully, we're with our families. I am, boys and girls, I am a youth motivational. I prefer the word inspirational. I'm a youth inspirational speaker, and I speak in schools all over the United States and Canada. I've spoken in about 500, almost over 500 schools in almost 40 states to about 500,000 kids, and I have lots of Facebook videos running now that have gotten like 100 million views. But so that's enough about me. But I'm a speaker, and I speak to kids. And as I said, Mrs. Vutas, obviously, I know that your teachers and and you guys, obviously, and your families, you guys and girls, and your families, and the staff at the school, the principal, the assistant principal, the counselor, the social worker, the teachers, the aides, the lunch ladies, everybody's all struggling and thrown into this craziness that we're going through, this shift, this kind of shift in where we are with this virus that's going around. So I want to give you guys and girls some, I usually speak in schools for like an hour. This video is not going to be an hour. It might be like 8 or 10 minutes long. I want to kind of give you the cliff notes, like the shortened version of my speech and what I talk to kids about when I go out into schools. And I hope, guys and girls, that you take something away from this that helps you. And the first thing I want to say to you is, I'm not a doctor or a virologist, or I'm really not going to talk about what's going on, but I am going to talk about that in the context of how we take care of ourselves and how we take care of those around us. And the first thing I would say to you is, you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay, and hopefully you guys are all in elementary school. I hope you're not getting too much social media right now. Maybe the 4th or 5th graders are. I hope not even you are. But if you're exposed to social media, please filter that. And what I mean by that is be careful what you let into your brain. Let your mom and dad give you the information that's going on, because your mom and dad, or whoever your caregiver is, whoever you live with, who's ever responsible for taking care of you, let them kind of help you filter that stuff, because you don't want to put too many things that might be true, but negative things can be true, and they can really, really, really be debilitating. And what debilitating means is they kind of stop us in our tracks. Like, the fear is okay, boys and girls. Fear is fine. There's healthy fear. It's okay to be afraid of something. What's not okay is to let that fear stop you from doing something that is not going to hurt you. So there's healthy fear of what you get educated and you find out what can I do now? I've got to change some of the things I do. I got to wash my hands extra, and we're not going out right now. And although those things, that's healthy fear, right? That I don't want to get sick. But fear is that things are never going to change. Like, it's always going to be like this. And we know it's not. We know we're going to solve this. So don't let fear put you in a place of depression or sadness. It's okay to be sad, but how you come out of that fear and that sadness is you talk about it with someone, so that you don't let it be debilitating to you. And here's, guys and girls, I'm going to be very, very honest with you. I'm a dad. My children are older than you guys. My children are 21 and 18, but I get afraid, and I'm not afraid to talk about that with my kids or with other men and women that I'm friends with. And your mom and dad are probably a little bit afraid. If they're not, great. If they are, that's okay too. It's natural for everyone to be afraid. But the way we get through it, boys and girls, is together. So we share together and we talk about it. When you're fearful and I'm not, I pick you up. When I'm fearful and you're not, you pick me up, and we do it as a family. And guess what? You have a bigger family because you have Lindbergh. Okay, that's your family too. So you have your immediate family, then you have your class, then you have your school, then you have your town, then you have your neighbor, right? And you've got a lot of families that care about you right now. So when I talk in schools, guys and girls, I give 3 challenges to people, to the kids. And the first challenge I give is to look on the inside of people, because we're all alike on the inside. And I know we're all different on the outside, and we might like different things and different foods and maybe different religions, and we're different races and ethnicities and all that type of stuff. And some people have disabilities. My son has autism. My son is a special needs child, and he's one of the reasons and one of the main things I go out and talk about when I speak. So we're all different, but what we're going through right now really reinforces the fact that we're all alike when it comes right down to it, because we're all susceptible to getting sick, right? So we really are alike. So when I look at someone else and realize that they're just like me, that enables me to have compassion for them and empathy, which I know is a big word. That means I know how you feel. Empathy is not sympathy. Sympathy is I feel sorry for someone. Empathy is I know how you feel because I've gone through that. So when we look at other people and we realize we're the same, that enables us to bond and connect with them. Now you're going to have to do that from long distance for a little while, right? Stay in touch with your relatives, stay in touch with your friends, FaceTime, whatever, however you can do that, Skype, messaging, on the computer. And so looking on the inside of people. The second challenge, and I really want to make this one important, is when I speak in schools, boys and girls, I tell kids to connect with and stay in touch with and really get to know two adults in the building. And now more than ever, I'm assuming that your teachers are teaching you online or preparing to teach you online. Now more than ever, guess what? The teachers need you. They need you to show up and be there for them and be present online, right, virtually, because they're going through a struggle now too. Because now they've got to worry about their families, and they've got this whole new thing that they have to teach and do something that maybe none of them, some of them obviously have never done before. So it's all new to them too. So when you can have understanding for them and you can support them and say, hey, Mrs. Smith, Mrs. Vutas, how can I help you? Can I help you with this? Or participate in the class, or, rally your friends around. If you're talking to your friends, hey, yeah, we have class today at 9 o'clock, whatever it is. But just have some enthusiasm for this strange time that we're going through. And I guarantee you, boys and girls, when you get back into school, because you will get back into school, when you get back, the teachers will remember that, how you supported them. They really will. And they love you. I guarantee you. I've never met any of you teachers. I've had a little bit of contact with Mrs. Futas. I've never been any. But boys and girls, nobody works in a school because they have to. They're working there because they want to. They love kids. I admire teachers. I admire anyone who works with kids. Hold them in such high regard. So make sure you stay connected with your teachers. Very important. Very, very important. And the third challenge I give, this one you're not going to be able to take till you get back into school. The third challenge I give boys and girls in schools is that no one should eat alone. And I know you're in an elementary school, and I'm guessing that you probably eat with your class. But I would encourage you, when you are back together, and maybe, you know what, maybe even now, there's a kid that you think of who is alone or lonely or kind of separate from everyone else. I would imagine that he or she might be suffering and struggling even more at this time. Right? Because they're really separate, right? Now they're really alone. Now they're really, outside and not included in someone. So maybe if you're having a conversation, or, if your parents are letting you go out to play with a couple kids, 5, 6 kids at a time, keeping space and hanging out, maybe you invite someone that you normally wouldn't have invited. How can you include others? How can you be an includer and not an excluder? And I know you probably learn about being an upstander and not a bystander when it comes to bullying, but how can you be an includer? How can I include others and reach out to the forgotten, to the person who's been forgotten? So the 3 challenges I give in schools, boys and girls, are look on the inside of people. We're all alike. We're all struggling right now. We don't go through it alone. We go through it together. No one gets well alone. People get well together. No one stays healthy alone. People stay healthy together. Second challenge, stay connected to and show up for your teachers. They need you right now. They really, really, really need you right now. And the third challenge is no one eats alone. Right now, you're eating alone, you with your parents. I don't know, maybe you're going out for pizza with some of your friends or whatever. Include others in a conversation, in a thought, shoot somebody a text, whatever. Ask your mom about, hey, can we reach out to Johnny? Can we reach out to, Sarah? Can we reach out to whatever, right? Just think of others, because we stay well together, guys and girls, okay? I hope I get a chance to see some of you sometime. I don't speak in too many elementary schools, but maybe I'll see you at the middle school in your town when 5th graders, when you guys move on to middle school. You'll be back in school, boys and girls. I promise you will. You'll be back. I don't know when, but you will be back. And if any of you ever needed anything, reach out to me through Mrs. Vutas. It's David J. Flood, Youth Motivational Speaker, okay? I'm thinking of all of you, all your families. New Jersey is super important to me. I live across the river in New York. Yeah, okay. I live across the river in New York. I live on Long Island. So, um, but I've spoken in New Jersey a lot, and I hope I get a chance to run into some of you guys someday in a Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks or wherever. Have a great day, guys and girls. Be well. Take care of your moms and dads. Take care of your brothers and sisters. And take care of yourself.